Meditation with Shoshanna. Shoshanna decided she wanted to be the yoga teacher today. So, first thing you need to do is take over a yoga mat, sit there, and bark. So, sometimes in life, like that famous sentence, um, what is it? Life sometimes is like happens. Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. So there I was walking, minding my own business, and then I didn't mind my own business. And I just said to someone, I just was like, I was forced to stand by a bench because the dogs pulled me in that direction. I was just like in this little park on the way here, and the dog stopped to sniff. And there was a man, and he put his phone on loudspeaker, which a lot of people do that instead of, like, he wasn't busy doing something else, but he just didn't feel like putting the phone. He just wanted two hands free. And he put his phone on loudspeaker. And then he was having this conversation with this woman. And she was really loud, obnoxious voice. I don't know if it was his mother, his mother-in-law, somebody with a really heavy accent, Russian accent. And she was like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like standing there with the dogs smelling. And I'm dying to get out of there. And she's like, blah, blah, blah. And then I said to him, you're talking about education. And she's saying, oh, you're such a good father. You're such a great father. And I said to him, maybe you could not put it on loudspeaker because maybe we don't all need to hear your business. So he started to yell at me. And then I thought, this is the test of education. When the smallest thing can trigger within you so much anger. And today also I had this woman comes up to me and she wants to load on me her anger. The thing about anger is it's like a package where you give it from one person to another, especially in this area, in the Middle East. You're angry, you're pissed, so let's give it to someone else. And maybe that's what I was doing too. But it was really irritating to hear this loud, complaining voice that everybody had around him within, like, I don't know how many meters could hear. I don't want to complain. I'm just saying, let's be aware that when we're angry, let's not pass it on. It's like an explosive. If you don't let go of this explosive, if you continue to pass it from one place to another, it's just boom, 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 boom. And frankly, because I'm an aware person, I just feel like anger has to be diffused, right, Shoshana? Shoshana agrees. So yesterday we found out the scratching has to do with not enough oil in our diet. So we're going to do something about that today. And I'm glad we got a good veterinarian. And that's also a lesson in life. You want to save, you go to somebody cheap, and then you get like all sorts of stupid solutions. She was over-medicated completely. And last time it was really horrible. And I decided to finally go to somebody who takes his job seriously. And it turns out that our main problem is fleas and dryness of the skin. So we're going to deal with the fleas. We're dealing with the fleas right now. And yeah. And we're going to get some oil. He gave me something oil, especially for animals that you give. We're going to apply it once a week. Oil treatment. And our diet as well. And yeah. So I had a really big shocker when I went on the scales and I saw how much weight I gained. And I kind of saw it coming because I feel it, like you feel your body and it's getting heavy. Especially when you do sports, you feel, I am heavy. It's not about being fat, it's about being heavy. It's just that you realize that you're not as flexible and you realize that things take a little bit more effort. And what applies to animals applies to human beings, of course, the same. If you don't want to have diabetes, heart problems, you really do need to lose that extra weight. With me, it's carbohydrates. Sorry, I was just pulling on her something she has stuck in her hair. She doesn't like it. Yeah, everything is fine. We're doing well. So Anyway, that's life. Trying to be calm. I love this face. Look at this face. Look at this face, Shoshana. Does anybody have such a cute face? Cuckoosh. So sometimes it's better to itch a little bit than take all those medication that really made Shoshana really extremely ill. So she was on really strong medication from this doctor that was really not expensive because he didn't even check her or examine her or give a second thought. He was just like, okay, let's just give her something against the allergy without thinking that after you stop giving the medication, she's still going to itch because you haven't solved the problem. And many of us, we don't really we don't diagnose, we don't analyze, we just act. I feel like I get angry for a reason. The reason I get angry is because I do carry a lot of anger around, and it shouldn't, I really have to be careful to diffuse it, to exercise, to eat right, and I don't believe that taking out your anger at a person actually helps, because it's like a bad habit. What really helps is to be in nature, near water. There is nothing better than that. To try to stay away from people that are angry. If you see somebody angry, what I liked is the reaction I got from this guy. I said to him, yes, you're a man, you're used to ignoring women. This woman started to scream at us for bringing the dogs into the park where she lives. And the best thing he says is to ignore. And I realized that I'm not very good at ignoring things. I'm always reacting. It's like, those dogs are always reacting. And that has a price. Then I lose energy. We call it the prana. Prana is the energy, life force. If you're going to yell and scream, you're going to lose so much life force. People don't realize it. Somebody's already losing it. Why do we have to imitate? The thing is that we learn to socialize, so we kind of do what the other one is doing. But no, sometimes we need to step back and think, somebody's jumping off a bridge. Should I jump off the bridge? Somebody's completely losing control over their temper. Should we also do that? That's the number one theme I want to work on this year, is to not be swept away into all these unnecessary battles, and they're all unnecessary. Getting angry is not going to make the situation better. Acting in anger and aggression will never, ever make the situation better. But we always think that it's some sort of a power thing, that you're showing the other person who's the boss. But you're not. You're not. Because you should be in control of your emotions, and they should be in control of their emotions. But you cannot be in control of another person. I can't even control Shoshana most of the time, huh? Right? So Shoshana, I took over your lesson somehow. I got the yoga mat back. Peace, light, and love, everybody. Practice your yoga, if you can, and controlling, self-control. It's the number one. And one of the aspects of self-control is not to be around triggers, not to be around angry people, to try to avoid situations. And if you, for some reason, can't, because if you encounter in your workplace or your home people that make you angry, you still have a choice. You still have a choice not to let that influence you. Peace, light, and love. I hope this is recording.